Roman philosophers devoted their whole lives to thinking about developing their character. It was more important than wealth, and they judged each other based on their character. It's the reason why people still think about them today. And it's very important to put your character first, more important than wealth. The reason why is not because of stoicism, it's because this is what makes life worth living. This is what makes life enjoyable. If you compare your wealth to others, the first thing you got to understand is that we were all put in different positions, in different places, in different environments. So your job is not to focus on your wealth or compare yourself with others. It's to be a creator. That's our job as humans. So let's zoom out a little bit and discover what it really means to be a human. Being a human is all about, you could say happiness, but really it's about creating. Because evolution designed us to be creators. So Earth is basically like a sandbox, and we were put here to just have fun and create things. The fastest way to be robbed of this joy, however, is to think too much about money and compare yourself to others. That's how you escape the rat race. Because the rat race is, the most stressful thing about the rat race is that people feel like they're not enough. They're scared of being a failure in life, which arguably there is no such thing as being a failure. What does that even mean, to fail? We're put here to experience things. We're put here, movies were never made from start to finish. Just the characters started off happy. They were happy throughout the whole thing, and then in the end they were happy and there was never any plot. The point is to experience, to build things, and that's it. It's not even about building super wealth necessarily. So that's the first thing you got to do, is relieve the pressure from your life. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop looking around and seeing what others are doing, and keep your eyes on your own realm and, have your own piece of the sandbox and build your own castle. That's the magic of life. You're in your sandbox, you're getting carried away by your own creations, and you're creating to the best of your ability and having a great time. You don't want to be looking at what other people are doing and then being demotivated. You can look over to see how they're doing because maybe you can borrow some techniques, but at the end of the day, you want to have your eyes focused on your own buildings and your own things that you're building and achieving. And even more importantly, building your own character in life and building up your own person, because it's like, this is the way we experience. So I'd say a big part of life is just very simple, almost so simple a lot of people wouldn't want to accept it. It's just to experience things and create things. And we create and experience through our person, through our body. So that's our character. So that's why it's so important to have a strong character. In the last video I made, my first video actually, this is my second video, I talked about what kind of a character makes it very easy to go through life and build a character that takes the scariness out of turbulence, because you probably can't get rid of turbulence in life, but you can make the turbulence less stressful. So that's all done through character. So it's all about creating things, and that's the magic of life. You're creating things, you're building, and that's where you really get into the zone. So that's the first thing you got to do. Get rid of pressure. Get rid of thinking that you have to be a certain amount. You have to be this. You have to be that. You need to achieve more. Somebody younger has more money. They have Lamborghinis, yachts. They're in their videos showing off. You might be happier than them. And if you lived your life, and at the end of your life, you lived a happier life, imagine that you had to live the same life over and over and over again for infinity, and you were just going to live the same life over again. Would you prefer to live a happy life or a wealthy life? Would you prefer to live a life where it's like, oh, that was really fun, I want to do that again? Or would you prefer to live the wealthy life where you're just living for the sake of making the bank account go higher? That's the other thing. Not all the people with a big bank account are actually providing something good. They're just finding ways to make that number bigger. So anyway, it's all about creation. You don't want to compare yourselves to others because it's the fastest way to take joy out of your life and add a lot of stress. And you want to build your character as much as possible and just keep going, get in the zone. So this is the other thing you got to do. You got to find the source of inspiration and then live next to it. Find what inspires you and then find a way to become a neighbor to that source of inspiration. Just like how we harness energy from the sun, you got to find that source of inspiration in your life and then build your house near it, so to speak, theoretically. You want to live near that. And then you want to get rid of all of your pressure. That's the key to a happy life. You get rid of all the pressure. You stop worrying about failing or needing to be a certain amount. And you realize that we were all put in different positions at different times in different eras. And we're all going to have a different outcome. And it really doesn't matter because after life, we don't even know if we're going to even have a consciousness at all. I mean, scientifically, we could look at consciousness and assume that it just disperses. So what does it actually matter, right? It's all just about the experience. So get rid of the pressure of thinking, I need to be a certain level of wealth, that person's younger and richer. Dang it. No, stop that. It really doesn't matter. You might be happier, and after it's all said and done, it won't matter anyway. So the key is zone in on being a creator, creating, experiencing your own life, having a great time, and just enjoy your whatever it is that you're creating. Whatever you enjoy doing, enjoy getting great at it. Hopefully, hopefully you're providing value to the world also and bringing something good to the table. But even that, I don't know. I guess it's an individual call. It's up to the individual whether or not it even matters if you're adding value. I would say personally, it's probably better that way because evolution. This is the thing. Evolution designed us in a way where we're happiest when we are creating in a way that provides value for the human race. So I'd say hopefully it does somehow benefit the greater humanity, and it does contribute, in my opinion, only because that is what evolution designed us to be happier when we are doing life that way. But be a creator. Get rid of the stress. Get rid of the idea that you have to perform. Get rid of the idea that you have to make a certain amount of money. Get rid of the idea that you might fail. Get rid of the idea that you might not be good enough. Get rid of the idea this, that, and the other. And just start creating. Find the inspiration and create like there ain't no tomorrow. That's what it's all about. And it's the experience, because like I said, the movie, movies have turbulence purposely put into them because it makes it more interesting. You could argue it's the same for life. It's like you want to have a more interesting life, so there's going to be challenges and there's going to be obstacles to climb. But those obstacles are much funner to climb when you're not thinking of yourself as a failure. When you're not comparing yourselves to others. So that's funny. You could think even 500 years ago. You don't really think of anyone. And those people back then were probably comparing themselves somewhat to the people around them and thinking, I don't want to be a failure. But in reality, nobody really knows who those people were. Nobody really cares. What really matters for those people at that time was that they were enjoying it and they had a good experience. So that's what matters for us too. Have a good experience, create something beneficial for the greater good, find inspiration, live next to it, be fearless, and let the pressure go. I guess that's going to be the main theme of this video, is let the pressure go, find inspiration, find a way to live next to inspiration, and just understand that it doesn't really matter the result in the end game, how much you actually did or not. It's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Even if you were a failure. Oh well. And what? Funny. So, funny thing life is, but I think it's just about experiencing. And that is today's dose of steel. And I think it could help a lot of people. So, boom. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.